Hey everyone, it's Michael GoosebumpsFan. Today we're going to be talking about a TV episode of the Goosebumps TV show from the 90s. This episode is from Season 3, its episode is 17. It came out on February 21st of 1998 according to IMDb. It might be true, it might not be true. Just take it with a grain of salt. I'm assuming the year is at the very least, correct, 1998. Now, for anybody who doesn't know, this episode is called Strained Peas, and it is the third of the first book's short story collection. There's 10 short stories in this Tales to Give You Goosebumps book. The third story in here is Strained Peas. Now, the short story in here I actually really like. I've read it a couple of times in my life throughout the years, and I really, really like it. It's pretty good. This TV episode is terrible. It's one of the worst of the entire TV series, for that matter. There are no words. There are no words to describe to you how terrible it is. It's not even watchable, frankly. Essentially, a young boy is waiting at home with his friend, and his parents come home with his new baby sister named Grace. And Grace is very odd as a baby. Now, this is a standalone episode, so it's about 20 minutes long. I don't want to tell you too much to spoil it for you or anything like that. But one of the big things I noticed that they took out of the episode was that in the short story, it's that the baby has a birthmark that looks exactly like this comic book villain that the main character reads in comics all the time, has the same birthmark as this baby, right? And they cut that out of the story. There is no birthmark. There is no comic book interest or anything like that, which it wasn't necessary, but still. The baby's acting weird. The baby is like taking like the blocks that you played with when you were a child, the letters and stuff on the blocks, the little wooden blocks, and spelling out sentences like "only me." So the baby speaks broken English, basically. And then there's this horrific CGI on the baby at times. The show is very low budget, that's understandable, but this has to be one of the most unintentionally funny and awful things I've ever watched in my life. Whether it be for Goosebumps, whether it be for anything that I've ever seen. It is shocking how awful this was. The main character kid, I don't mean to sound mean, but he's horrible. He can't act. The parents aren't really that much better. The best friend's not very good at the acting performance that she gives either. It's not very good. Now, again, the short story holds this intrigue about the baby, and is the baby okay? And the main character's talking about how throughout this episode and the short story, about whether this baby's even theirs, as a part of their family or not. Very interesting stuff in the short story is done there. Kind of silly, but still fun. I enjoy it. But in this episode, man, it is so straight up schlocky. Like, I would love to see Red Letter Media here on YouTube cover this. It would be fantastic. But I don't really have anything else to say about the episode. It's horrible. The music is okay, you know, because it's Goosebumps, and Goosebumps always had pretty cool theme songs and music and stuff. That's about it. This is a pretty awful episode. I'd recommend if you're watching the TV show all the way through and you haven't made it to Season 3 yet, you come across this particular episode, just skip it. You're not missing anything. Actually, I'd recommend that you read the short story. That's actually pretty good, if you can get your hands on it. But anyway, guys, what are your thoughts on Strained Peas? Put your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it. This episode is actually one of the lowest rated that I can tell on IMDb's website. It's like a 4 stars. It's pretty surprising. Out of 10, mind you, not 5. But yeah, for my rating scale, I always do on a 5-star basis. So for me personally, if I had to rate this particular episode on a 5-star basis, at least of enjoyability, right, and sort of quality of filmmaking and stuff at the same time, even if it is Goosebumps, it should be judged with some type of quality in mind. Even so, if I had to rate it on a 5-star basis, I'd give it like a 2 out of 5. It's very close to being a 1 out of 5 stars, but it's not boring, at least. If it was boring and awful, then I'd be like, 1 out of 5. But this is sort of kind of stupid in the sense of being fun stupid. So you might like it, you might find some enjoyment in it. I don't know, but I'll probably never come back to this episode ever again unless I happen to marathon this. If I happen to have kids one day and they want to see it, that's probably going to be it. But not for my own personal time, frankly. But even so, what are your thoughts on the episode? What are your thoughts on the short story, on the first book of tales to give you goosebumps? Put all your thoughts in the comment section down below, guys. I'd love to hear what you have to say about it, and about my review, and all kinds of stuff. Thank you for watching. May the Lord Jesus Christ bless you guys today, and goodbye.